Hello, my name is Raymond Bly. I'm running for U.S. Congress District 7 here in Maryland. You see all my videos of all the problems the county's caused me. I want to introduce you to a very close friend that I've known for a few decades now that's had the same fight that a lot of us people that are non-conforming to this far-left liberal view in Howard County, and he's a millionaire. His name is Bill Burley, the barbecue man. He made most of his money off of barbecue. So, this gentleman has some stuff to say about me and about the county. His name's Bill.
And I'm known as, when I say that lady.
Yeah, you can say anything you want.
No, man, I thought you could say that. See, I forget my thought.
That's okay, Bill. Have you been having problems with your properties with the county?
Oh, yeah.
How many years now?
Well, they tell me some of the problems that I is having right now is because the statute of limitations run in there. And I've been fighting this for 30 or 40 years.
Ever since Columbia was built, right?
Before Columbia was built. And it's getting worse every year. It's getting worse. Every 2 years or 4 years when we change the county executive, all of them comes up with the same slot. And
more regulations, more laws, more everything.
And more gang organizers. They'll come out and put these laws on you. Then they'll give you a time to move on it, or you're going to be violated with a $240, $250 fine per day. And that's robbery. And that's taking your land away from you if you can't afford it. But this one lady up there called Tammy Franks, she's my problem. I'm renting my property to this company that make furniture, and she's run them off my property down there. Just tell them they gotta go. My property ain't commercial. It's just nerve-wracking. And if I was a person that carried stress at 80-something years old, I'd be going away from here. But God keeps me healthy to fight my battle. I don't try to fight education, but I use my knowledge to sit on the bench with the education.
Isn't it hard on you as a veteran?
Oh, yeah.
And a retiree that you just can't live your
yeah.
elderly years in peace from our government?
Right. And what really get me is like you raising your child. You feed them to get the knowledge and the education, and they turn around and slap you in the face. So the government is like that. You vote to put them in, and they get right in there and step on you. And this Tammy Franks, she's a thorn in my side. And I think anybody else like me that owns something in Howard County, she's a thorn in their side too.
Only if you're non-conforming to their way of thinking.
That's right.
And you're a rebel most of your life too, because you're a veteran. You think of the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, that this stuff they're doing is unjust under those documents we're supposed to have for freedom.
Well, they don't recognize us veterans. They don't even take care of the ones that's over there fighting for them right now. Uh, they don't recognize us. We the one that let them sleep at night and relax because they are protected by us. And I don't appreciate the way that I'm being treated out of Ellicott City.
Well, they treat just about everybody that's non-conforming to their way of life the same as they treat you and me, trying to run us out of our properties and our homes for several decades now. And it doesn't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat in office. It seems like they just keep passing new laws to make our life more hell, right?
And everybody that get in there gonna help to change this country is gonna be condemned.
Yes. Just like Martin Luther King and John F. Kennedy were assassinated because they were out to help the working class and the poor rise up with better education, better housing, better communities. That's why they were murdered.
Well, they was murdered because they wanted equal rights.
Yes.
That's what got that bunch killed. And the ones that's ruling the country today is the same ones that had them killed then. And that is known as the Ku Klux Klan.
Well, I don't believe the Ku Klux Klan killed them. I think the corporate world killed them because by
equal rights. Equal rights that what they was fighting for.
Yes, but that was for all people in the end of Martin Luther King's life.
What about when they went across that bridge, going from Selma to whose name?
And they were beaten and tortured.
Yeah, but whose name up on the bridge as a hero?
I don't know that.
I forget though, but his name was Patterson or something. He was the one that started stuff when they was going from one part of Alabama to the other. The bridge is named after him. I'm a little old, I forget my thought, but it'll come back around.
Well, affluent people, no matter what ethnic background or what religion they are, like to suppress all the other ethnic groups that are poor in the inner cities. I've noticed in America. They got to keep us down for some reason instead of educating us properly. Like you had a good education even though it was doing segregation.
But like I said, I only went 11 and a half years education.
But that's more than most college graduates have in knowledge nowadays.
Well, let me out what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say. If you don't have knowledge, education ain't that much good to you. You got to have the knowledge. And I want you to answer my question where you get your knowledge from. The Bible. From the Bible.
From the Bible, and it's usually taught by your community, your church, and your parents.
Well, I'll give my parents the credit. I don't give the church no whole lot of credit. Because as I done got older, and God has showed me how to praise Him. When He say in the Bible, don't put your trust in no man. That means the preacher, the pope, me, you, and anything that's supposed to be a man. That's what he's telling me. And that's why I stay home. They bring me my communion because I done got too old to walk up them long churches and one thing or another, so they take care of me. But I'm saying the Christians in this land is not taught right. They need to read the Bible, get the understanding, and hear what God say. When God said to me, when I was a young man, I read the Bible, and the Bible told me that we was twice a man, twice a child, and once a man. I couldn't understand that. But being 83 years old, I know what it meant. He done showed me what he meant. He done allowed me to see what he meant. He meant when you get up over 70, that's your time. 7 and 7 quarters. When you get up over that, you're going back to making them baby steps. So you live long enough and you see and you learn. Now, I couldn't understand when I used to read the Bible, a young man, I couldn't understand what he meant about stay close to my commandments. I couldn't understand it. But as I done got to be an old man, I understand what he was telling me. When I was a young man, I broke every one of them commandments. But sash my mama. I was a gambler, I was a killer, I was, not that I'm proud of it, is what I'm seeing what God is doing for me these days. He let me repent, because it wasn't in my heart.
All teenagers have rebellious years that we go through. Some are worse than others in rebellion, but that's normal in life, and God knows it and forgives you for it. But what would you like your future to be like? Would you just want the county and the state to leave you alone and let you liquidate your property and live in peace?
Yep, that's what I want. But take them people out of there that like Tammy Frank.
And if I get elected, I'm only one in 546 or 56 people in Congress, between the Senate and the Congress, but I will have my voice heard to try to stop this abuse of authority with immunity over people like you and me if I get elected to Congress, which is a long shot because I have no money. I've been fighting this county so long, they keep me broke fighting them. They wouldn't let me expand my business. They kept trying to run me out of business. They've done everything under the sun to me, convicted me of a crime illegally to shut me up. But I'm still on my feet, even though the SWAT team threw me off my feet back October 1st and beat the hell out of me, and I stood back up. And I'll stand up for you in Congress to help fight these injustices, but we need thousands of people like you and me that know what's going on to get elected and stop this shit the government is doing to people like us, especially veterans.
Well, I done had numerous of business. I got rental property. They didn't stop until they shut that down. I had a barbecue business, and they shut that down. And now I'm renting property down here, now a very piece of property, where the same waters that works against Ray's place up there flows down over my property, where they put my property underwater and then turn it over as a wetland and trying to cut it out from being commercial.
Well, that's 8 years of Crazy Rays filling in all the floodplain on the back of their property by the produce market. that is stopping the water from flooding their land, so it has to flood somewhere in the last 8 years. So your property downstream is getting more and more flooded because of the illegal filling upstream. And I'm sorry about that, but that's my neighbor that's been filling in their flood area illegally without any kind of license, or sneaking the loads of dirt in, and the state don't care about it because he gives a lot of campaign contributions, I guess. But do I have your vote?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you got my vote. Your character would get my vote, Ray. You've been in the community many years, and I'm a pioneer here. My family established here in 1877. My family gave the land and 2 buildings, which was my great-grandfather and his wife. His name was Cornelia Smack, and her name was Catherine Carroll. And we have donated a lot of stuff in this community.
I have too.
And then then I sat back and watched somebody come in that probably been trained a job under poor people, and then they get up there and they step on them. And it's just like this county police thing here. Ain't nothing in there but a bunch of atheists. I got into a heavy discussion with Tammy Franks, as you heard me call her name many times in this conversation. Tammy Franks is a hypocrite, and she's very prejudiced. And I'm not a person, but she let the people on each end of my land do what they want to do on my property. Like it's a guy up there called Drennan. I done been to the county with him. He done blocked me off my land, controlling me how I come on my land. And then anytime he see me with a group down there, he comes running up and starts signifying. And I had to stop him. I had to tell him that you got the right of way on the other side of the Little Patuxent River, and when you cross it and get on this side, you own Burley's property. And it's been proven to him that he don't have a right of way. I wrote the county. They don't bother him. I think he got a relative up there that's handling things for him. But anyhow, the state, the Corps of Engineer been out here, and FEMA been out here, and the state has got the county in violation. And but yet they're trying to shut my land down.
Well, it's a continuing fight that we seem we never can win. We can win little battles, but the war is lost because they have all the taxpayer money to keep coming and fighting with us.
And they got organized crime.
60 seconds.
Huh?
60 seconds left.
What is it?
You have 60 seconds left.
Before it cuts off?
Yeah.
Battery dead?
No, YouTube only will let you play or only upload 20-minute videos, max.
Oh, okay.
Well, we didn't say it enough.
Vote Ray Bly for U.S. Congress and support my veteran friend Bill Burley, the barbecue man, in his fight to be left alone and his property be left alone by this county, Howard County, Maryland. Thank you.
Yes, sir.